Conductive fabrics are super fun to use. So I want to show you with this lush copper conductive fabric how we can make some really good precision cutting. So that way when we use it, we can sew it easily and it just looks really stunning in our wearable designs. This is conductive fabric, it's copper, and we're just placing it on the sticky area of this sticky mat from Brother. So I am using a Brother machine, but there are other machines out there. And just make sure to completely flatten it. You don't want any bubbles or any ripples in your fabric. So I usually start at one end and just slide my hand across it, moving all the way up to the top. So this looks pretty good. And when you have it completely flattened, you want to find the arrow and make sure it's pointed towards the cutter, and then place your mat inside your cutting machine. Then we're going to select the patterns that you'd like. So any of the shapes, I chose some letters and some other shapes. So I usually try and fill the entire area just so I don't get any waste. So I like to put it in as much as possible. And sometimes it means I alter the size of the different shapes. And you can easily do that on your ScanNCut. Select Cut from the menu when you are ready to cut the pattern. And then we just select Start. So I will check that the cutting tool is in the machine. So just check that your blade is there before you send it to cut. And then it'll do a little test in a corner to make sure it is the correct height for your fabric. And then it starts to cut. And this is fantastic. So I have obviously sped this up a little bit. I do find it quite therapeutic and fun to watch. You might be the same. And it will just cut out all of your patterns. So you can see it is working very well. We have one little area that started to lift. That does sometimes happen. Normally this doesn't really make too much of a difference. If it does get bent or folded a little bit, you'll just have to press it. But that's okay. So one little bit here, and as you can see, it's still usable. So just be sure when you do place your fabric, you don't want your design to go a little bit over the edge, which I think was my mistake there. And then finally, there's a tool that comes with your machine, and you're gonna remove the outlines. So remove the fabric from around the shapes that you want. And normally I try and do this slowly. I try and have patience with it. It can sometimes pull or fray at the edges just a little bit. So do take your time with it. And once that is fully removed, super carefully just slide it under the actual shapes that you will be using. Sometimes for the circles or rounded shapes, it can slightly fray at the edges if you push in a little too quickly. So just make sure to take your time. Now, some of the shapes did have folds in them, and that is absolutely fine. You can press this down. Normally, I put a little sheet of fabric on top of it, and then I just press with a hot iron. Do a little test first. And then any scraps that you have, don't throw them out. They're perfectly fine for cutting out straight pieces or other areas of conductive circuits that you might have. Fantastic. So hopefully you'll give this a go.